Hey girl, hey, I hope you're having a great week. On this week's Self-Care Saturday Talk, we are going to talk about how saying yes to healing has changed my life. So, the biggest gift that I gave myself that prepared me to properly be able to love and care for myself is saying yes to healing. For a while, in my life, I kind of was against it. I didn't feel that it was necessary. I let that limiting belief of time heals all. And that really, kind of was the thing. And then also how, if they don't accept me for who I am, it's their loss, yada, yada, yada. But I'm just going to come out and say that those are not helpful. And I've learned a lot on this journey, and I'm so glad that I finally said yes to healing. And now I'm gonna tell you what healing has done for me in my life and the possibilities that it can do for you as well. So healing has freed me from my past traumas, and I no longer feel that I have the chains chaining me to those things, right? Because I don't know, for a long time, I always felt like I had chains keeping me stuck in these places, reliving the same things over and over. And now since, going through some dark times to heal through those things, I now feel free and the chains have been removed. Just looking at my notes that I have down here. Now, the chains have been removed. I also feel lighter from being able to heal from the trauma, but also releasing it as well, because that's kind of that is part of the process, is where you heal it, you face it, and then you also release it, because you don't want to keep it in your body. You don't want to keep it in you, on you. So you want to release it, ask God, the universe, to take that and just to take it away. You don't really realize, I've said this in other videos as well, you don't really realize how heavy that trauma was until you let it go and you become a lighter version of yourself without that trauma. And also, one thing of healing has allowed me to do, which I never really thought of, but it allowed me to show up as a whole different person. I am not that angry, hurt version of myself anymore. So even when somebody that, may say something that bothers me or may, trigger me or whatever, I'm now healed enough where I show up in that situation differently. I don't react in a crazy way where maybe my old self would have, depending on the situation. So I'm able to show up differently and just much happier, because I'm not carrying the weight of the world, and I'm just feeling more free. And the chains, like I said earlier, the chains are just gone. So, with all of these different things, you just show up with more ease, right? And more clarity around things, and you don't have such a closed outlook on things, because before, I was only really able to see things in the way that I wanted to see them, right? Because it was my perspective, and the unhealed version of me was not willing to look at different things in somebody else's perspective. But now that I'm healed and I've matured and I've worked through a lot of things, I'm now more emotionally intelligent than I've ever been. And that's another great thing about, healing, is it emotionally matures you as well. And so that's, the number one reason why you're able to show up differently, is because your maturity level is different. They say that you get stunted your emotional maturity level gets stunted at the age where you were traumatized. So if you were traumatized as a young little girl, young man, that's where your emotionally mature level is going to be at until you heal. And that's why you see so many grown adults these days acting as a child because their emotionally maturity level is at that age, because they've not taken the time to heal, and they don't even realize it themselves because they probably don't have the knowledge or information or even know how to even start the process, right? Because sometimes, before I went on the healing journey that I did, I actually went to a counselor and I was trying to get help that way. But unfortunately, I was telling the same, I was telling my story, but she wasn't helpful by helping me be able to move past that, right? Like, okay, I can talk about it until I'm blue in the face, but talking about it only can get you so far. You have to really be able to talk about it, feel it, release it, and then even forgive it. Forgive the thing, the person, yourself, all that was involved in whatever trauma that you have gone through. So, there's a process to this. It's one of the most important things that you will do for yourself in your lifetime, and not even only for yourself, but for your children, your grandchildren, your future children, whatever the case may be, because when you are healing your traumas, you are basically you are stopping that from going on to another generation. So, when you look and you say, wow, the same things keep on happening to this family, right? Because the trauma gets sent from one generation down to the next, because nobody is willing to take that time to heal it and to change the trajectory of where their family is doing. So I'm taking that responsibility on for my family, and I'm finally saying, look, I'm healing, I'm going to stop this, and we're not going to put this on to another generation. So truly be able to, love and care for myself, I had to let go of what was, so I can accept what is. And some people don't want to let go of that old version of themselves. Some people don't want to change because, they're worried about what people are going to say, or, a lot of people say, oh, you changed so much, you think you're better than me, da 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 da, and, have this huge problem. But unfortunately, change isn't bad. We are meant to change and evolve. And change is uncomfortable, right? It's not an easy process in most cases. Even, so I guess, some change is easier than others. But when you are changing yourself from inside out, changing your heart space, changing your mind, being able to think differently, being able to be more clear and focused and driven, and really figuring out like what is the best way for you, may intimidate some people. And they may not like that you are taking this responsibility to heal yourself and to possibly break the generational curse or whatever the case may be for your family. And you have to be okay with that too. Because if you are one thing that I had to kind of like really think of when I was on this journey is like, I had to think back like, okay. So the people that may get mad or judgmental against me, do I really want to live the life that they're living? Do I want to continue living the life that I'm actually living, right? Do I want to continue living the life that I'm currently living as my unhealed self? No, I didn't. I didn't want to live that life anymore. So I was willing to make these changes and do what I wanted, what I needed to do in order to become this new version of me, to become, to be able to welcome new beginnings, right? And just say, okay, this is the new version of myself. This is what we're going to do. And that's what got me here. So, I'm very thankful for it, and I will never regret healing and going through the dark times that I've had to go through in order to face some of the darker traumas and things like that. So I hope that this may encourage you to start your healing journey or even continue it. Maybe you're on it right now and you're in the middle of it and you're like, whoa, this is not what I signed up for. Because, unfortunately, when you start healing, you don't really realize what all goes into it, right? But in order to truly love and care for yourself, you 100% have to heal, so then you can show up differently. Because if you don't heal, you're not going to be able to show up differently, because you're going to have all of the trauma, all of the different circumstances that has happened in your life. They're like a hanging black dark cloud over your life, right? And they're all good. They're gonna stay there until you do the work to heal them, release them, and be free from them. So I hope that this is helpful for you again. And if you need any support or help, I'm willing to help you. Just reach out, and you can send me a note or say me in the comments, and I will reach out. And then I also want to say that I am holding a Facebook group teaching how to love yourself more, and it gives you some daily activities to do. And so if you're interested in that starts March 1st. Say me in the comments, and I will get you set up once the group gets set up for March. Okay, so I hope to see you there, because it's going to be a great experience and truly teach you how to love and care for yourself from the inside out. And that's where it all starts. So love you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.